There's only but a few at the bottom we can follow. Who possesses the will to win? Stay 10 toes down, even when the string begins to thin. What does that actually look like? Hush money. Help us save humanity. Money over negative entities, you dig? Now come join in on this conversation we're about to have with Jessica Terry here in this shared space of respect and gratitude. Thanks for coming. To voice your honest opinions, because they do matter, so does growth, with the ability to agree to disagree. Hush Money welcomes you.
Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Listen, I'm gonna do something kind of different right quick though. You know what I mean? I am Jessica Terry, self-motivated, entrepreneur, notary, content creator, Terry Tax LLC, mother of three, while also getting her bag working in the nursing field, making her the jack of all trades. Welcome to Hush Money.
Thank you.
Did I do pretty good? That's 7 trades for real.
For real.
Did you ever sit around and ever think about all the things that you actually do?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
All right. Well, shoot. Well, since you're here and you showed up, tell us a little bit about yourself. For a fact, tell us a little bit about your growing up. You know what I mean? What kind of kid you was? What you got to experience as a kid?
Okay. So growing up, I grew up in Ridgeview.
Okay.
904 2nd Street Southwest.
Okay, Ridgeview.
Okay, shout out to Ridge. So
Yeah.
I grew up with my mom. I started out with my mom.
Okay.
My father went to prison.
All right.
Federal prison when I was 7. And stayed with my mom until I was 9. And then I went and lived with my grandparents in Southside Heights.
Okay.
So from 9 up until now, really, my grandparents raised me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what kind of kid was you in school?
Um,
Be honest. Was you slow?
I was A B on the road, to
Okay.
be
All right.
honest.
All right. All right.
So up until like 8th grade,
All right.
8th grade, I started kind of
Veering off.
Yeah. Want to be a teen.
So why though? Was it your peers?
I mean, it was definitely my peers.
Yeah.
Okay. And maybe growing up fast. Like I said, my mom. I grew up with my grandparents. My dad was off in prison, so.
Right. So it's really the typical black family then. Especially with a dad out of the picture. Did you recognize then the effect of not having your father in the house then, or do you look back at it now? How could it have been different?
I look back at it now.
Okay. And can you explain to the audience what it is that you see now as an adult, as if you was looking at the kid you and what it was that the kid you really was going through or felt?
I mean, as a kid, you always want your parents, your father anyway. And at that, I remember being young and my mom, there was another man in the picture.
Okay.
And so, you know.
How was the other man though?
I didn't like him.
You didn't? Why? Because he wasn't your dad, or what?
Number one, he wasn't my dad, and he was.
He didn't try to step up to be a stepdad.
I think that I was so rebellion to him. Like I didn't want
So you didn't give him a chance.
I didn't give him a chance.
Okay.
No.
All right. So it wasn't really his fault then that what I mean.
That and I mean he had ways, other ways why I didn't like him.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So what about middle school then? Yeah.
So let's talk about middle school.
Yeah.
I was that girl in middle school. I always was a leader. Let me tell you.
Okay.
That. Okay.
All right.
So 6th grade, Grandview Middle School. I'm the one that created and brought the step team. They never had a step team. I started that. Okay. 6th grade. Yeah. Because back then 7th and 8th grade was the only grades where you can participate in like anything, cheerleading, football.
Right. Yeah. They felt like you was of age by that time. Right. Yeah.
So 6th grade, I brought the step team, Lady Eagles. To Grandview, I was the captain 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
You wasn't doing it like that.
I was doing it like that.
Was you? Yeah. Okay, all right. So do you look at that right now, even with you just saying that, as something as a reflection of why you are such an entrepreneur right now because of how you actually was as a child?
I always been a leader, not a follower.
How long did it take you to realize that about yourself, though?
I've always known that when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
Since I was a kid.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, let's jump straight into high school then.
So, high school. I actually had my first kid coming out of the 8th grade. Okay. So I was an early mom at 15. So coming out of the 8th grade into the 9th grade. Right. So I kind of struggled during high school because I had two children. I had one in 9th grade, going into the 9th grade, and I had another one at 17. And so I think that was like 11th grade. I kind of like, I didn't drop out, but because, I was a young mother, I was missing days, and so at that time, I believe you had to have like 28 credits to graduate. Right. With Hickory High, and they was doing a program. I think that was the first year they was doing a program for women, teens like me with children, where you can still graduate. Right. So I was still able to graduate the year that I was supposed to, but I just couldn't walk with Hickory High. So I had to actually go over to the alternative school. Yeah, no doubt. Just to graduate. Right. But I did. Okay. And so I graduated, two children. I got my high school diploma. You said something about the alternative school. How was that when you went though? I loved it. Yeah. When I went, the school was like Eastside High. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went. I went. I chose to go though. I didn't have to go. I felt like with the assistant principal. I was the high school star running back, so I felt like nobody talked to me. Plus, I had no daddy in the house. By the time I got to Hickory High, I wasn't even living in the house. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I was already wilding. So when this man happened to say something to me, I have nothing to do with whatever was going on at the situation at the time in the mall part of the gym. You know what I mean? Or the high school. I blanked. I blanked like that was my daddy. He was a black man, and I do what typical scoring black boys do to black men, father figures. You know what I mean? You can't tell me my daddy attitude, but I went in like he was straight streets. I like, you want you to send me to the Austin school? I don't care about being here anyway. And that's exactly what he did. But I'm gonna tell you something that's real though. Mr. Long and all of them, they took me in a room one time. I was trying to figure out what was wrong with me because I wasn't dumb. My grade point average was all right. You know what I mean? I just didn't know how to articulate myself to let them know what my home life was, right? Because they kept trying to get me to go back. Like, why are you here? You know what I mean? I remember when I first showed up with a book bag, everybody laughing at me. That's how the high school was when I went. It was crunk. No, it was crunk. It was straight streets. But anyway, I'm going to get off of that, though. It's just because you brought that up. That's a flashback. You know what I mean? Yeah. For real, for real. So, besides yourself, what else motivates you? Money. Ooh, that's great. Yeah, that's always a motivator, ain't it? You know that money is really not the be all though, right? Mm-hmm. You do, yeah. Okay, just making sure though. But money and health. Health is for sure though. So that's one of your I guess content creating jobs that you do is you sell health food products. You know what I mean? Let's talk a little bit about that though, and what the products are that you advertise. Okay. So I'm a distributor for a company called TLC, Total Life Changes, and been with them for about 5 years now. And what it is, it's a cleansing drink. So I sell a juice called Candy Cleanse. And so you can lose anywhere between 5 and 10 pounds by drinking the juice. Mm-hmm. It's a cleanser, so it's going to detox you and cleanse your upper and lower intestines. Right. And because of that, you're going to lose weight. How long have you been with this company? 5 years. 5 years. So, can I give you another suggestion that you can also add on to what it is that you sell? Since it's a detox and the things that you do about health, is recommend people cut back on eating meat. For real. And I think that's one of our biggest problems because we do take on a lot of energy that we don't have to take on through meat. Right. But anyway, what do you consider, in your opinion, to be a representation of love? Do you think it will be verbal or action? Both. Do you? So you would think that, which one would you think is more actions? Because actions speak louder than words. Boom. Boom. People can tell you something all the time and don't really mean nothing, right? You know?
I'm gonna be there for the rest of my life is something that we be hearing all the time in our community, but the rest of our life doesn't ever last that long. You notice that? Um, why do you think the relationships between the male and the female in our communities don't last? I mean, just in your opinion. That's all so opinion based.
My opinion is because people just afraid to keep it real. Um, for example, like, things don't be lasting because you tell someone, oh, I'm here with you, it's me and you, but the whole time you got a whole nother, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, people afraid of commitment. Like,
is it that they're afraid of commitment or they're afraid of the relationship failing? You know, we got the highest rate of failed relationships.
I think it's commitment.
Is it?
And I could just be speaking from.
It's your opinion. It's your opinion. I understand that. You know what I mean? I'm experienced. I'm gonna give you facts. Do you like that?
I love it.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what I like to do. I like to live off of facts. You know what I mean? We can say whatever, but we all wake up every day in the same environment every day, and we see that our community is decimated. You know what I mean? It's bad. It's really hard to see love in our community. That's why we don't know what it looked like. You know what I mean? So when relationships don't work, I don't think either party should point the finger at it's your fault, your fault, your fault. Because what I've learned is we never even been taught what relationships supposed to look like. Okay, we getting somewhere. You know what I mean? We getting somewhere. Um, in life, right? We all have trials and tribulations. Um, I don't really dabble into religion, but I do consider myself spiritual. You know what I mean? I believe in myself. You know what I mean? I don't believe that something is gonna come and save me. I gotta do it myself. You know what I mean? Um, in general, what do you consider yourself um, to be? Um, like I said, um, religious or spirituality. What do you see yourself as a follower of something or?
I believe that there's a higher. Yeah. I believe. I mean, I believe in. Yeah.
Mysterious.
I believe in God.
Yeah, mysterious.
I believe there is a God.
Right. I'm still mysterious, right? Yeah. Because you don't really got a visual for it, right? That's the part that threw me off about any of this is because we visualize everything, right? That's what we are. We're visual people. That's why they think our kids are slow. That's why they don't know how to teach them. Most of our kids learn from the right hemisphere of their brain. You know what I mean? If there was a way that we could draw out that's why if you look at pyramids, not to cut, and you see I just switched that up so much, but if you look at any of these pyramids, there was never letters. There was pictures, you know what I mean, drawn to describe what it was. It's natural. It's naturally us, right? And I I feel like there should be no curriculum. When we taught our own, they learned better and faster because we knew exactly what it was we was trying to relate to them. You know what I mean? It don't have to be in written form. You know, everything that we do is an action anyway, right? So how was being a young parent? High school, that's what you said. So that's what made me come all the way back to that.
Honestly, I mean, it wasn't really hard because I was young. So my mom, I had a.
So you had help.
Yeah, I had my mom. I had my kid's grandmother.
Can I ask you a question? Mm-hmm. Is your mom white?
My mom is white.
So the reason why, because I know a lot of people who parents, you made it. You're gonna own up to the responsibility for it. You're gonna do it. You're gonna or they try to take it. So your mom actually helped you,
of course,
and not threaten. She cut it all out though. Wasn't no going out. None of that was it.
Nah, I still went out.
Oh, did you? See, that wasn't happening.
Yeah, I still went out. Nah, but my mom was amazing support for me because when it came to my mom, My mom is white. Right. And she has 4 black children. Okay. Okay. When she had my brother, her mom passed away with cancer. And when she had my brother, of course he was a black baby. When her mom passed away, she happened to be 18. And of course her other siblings had to move away. And my mom, she's down here by herself, been down here by herself since she was very young. But she had a choice to leave or stay. But if she left, she would have to give my brother up, give me up. She was pregnant with me because we was part black. Right. So she decided to stay. Okay. Had my brother, had me. And so she's always like being a part of our lives. And when I got pregnant, it was like, you're going to have this baby.
Have you been around any other black parents?
Yes.
Can you tell me some differences that you see that's in the household of black parents? Since you got the experience both sides.
Well, when the experience that I had when it comes to black parents was my grandparents. Okay. So like the only difference that I seen was like the church. Okay. Going to church. Right. My mom, that's something my mom wasn't raised. Like, we didn't go to church with my mom. Right. Like, her grandmother made sure we went to church. We prayed. Right. That's something, right. we didn't do at my mom's house. Right. So I would say that was a difference. Right.
Okay. So now that you done graduated, you out of school, what did you end up doing? What type of work did you get into?
So when I was 15, I started working for Zaxby's. Mm-hmm. And I
stayed. You mean to tell me Zaxby's been around that long?
Zaxby's has been around then.
Okay. I'm not saying that you're old, but I'm joking.
Yeah. So when I was 15, I started working for Zaxby's. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I've always been. I always wanted to be like somewhere on top. Mm-hmm. So I became a shift leader at 15.
Okay, shift leader.
Okay, then I became manager. I stayed there from 15 to 25.
Okay, so you got a lot of general skills. Right. I had to break the whole seal. I said a lot, man. Yeah. Well, that's what's up, though. Is there anything that you would like to say to this generation of young women that's growing up, young girls that's growing up, thinking that having a kid and going to the projects, having a place to live is the go-to move?
Right. So I would say, first of all, never be ashamed of coming from the projects or coming from welfare, but it definitely is a trap. Right. And a lot of women, I would say, don't get stuck. Because a lot of women, they have goals, but once you start elevating, coming from welfare and stuff, right. When you start elevating, they start taking that away. Section 8, food stamps. And a lot of women are so scared that they can't survive without it. So they leave their goal. They like, no, I don't want to elevate. I want to stay right here because my rent is free. You know what I mean? Or they're going to take my food stamps. And like, for real, I was one of those ones where I felt like I couldn't survive without it. Right. But that's wrong, and it definitely is a trap.
Oh my God, I was just.
And a lady actually told me that in the welfare outfit.
Put the pedal to the metal, let's roll. Keep an eye on that draw in the console. So when I hit the highway, I got my own highway. No need to make a pit stop, straight to the club. Put the pedal to the metal, let's roll. Keep an eye on that draw in the console. When I hit the highway, I got my own highway. No need to make a pit stop, straight to the club.
Are you big on marriage? I'm just saying, are you big on it? Do you think that should be? Why though? Why would you be? You know what I mean? Big on marriage.
I'm big on marriage because I'm big on partnership. Having that spouse. I got your back, you got my back.
So I'm gonna ask you a question though. Whenever the family dynamic breaks down, right? Why is it so painful and hurtful when either party steps out? I'm just asking. You know what I mean?
Run that question one more time.
Okay. if the family dynamic starts to break down, why is it so painful and so hurtful whenever either party steps out?
I mean,
but don't leave the relationship.
Right.
You know, a lot of people
anytime
don't
somebody
want to
step
leave.
out, it's hurtful.
Yeah.
Because you feel, the betrayal, the trust.
So,
it's gonna be
so isn't this not a betrayal if you short your woman, or the woman short her man of her duties, or of their duties to each other? Isn't that the same thing? Isn't that drastic? Isn't that opening the door to?
But why? You got to look at it. Why is that woman being not submissive to that man?
Or vice versa. Why is it men that can't address their feelings without sounding?
Maybe something from a little boy stage they dealing with.
Same thing about a little girl then.
I mean, hey.
Huh? Am I lying?
No.
Okay, I was just wondering though, you know what I mean? Because that's a big problem out here, man. It's a really big problem out here, man. You know that majority, because I'm factual, I'm gonna change up majority. I'm gonna change it up. 75 to 80% of single women that's raising boys not to be a good man to the next woman. You know that, right? Only to them. Now, if she a hateful ass person, then he ain't being good to no woman. Right. You know what I mean? So how do you feel about that? What is your opinion on how to fix the relationship between a mother and her son? Because you know that's the first damaging relationship a young man can ever have, if it's bad.
I mean,
oh, that's
that
great
I'm
question.
stuck on that. It was good.
I like that. I like that because it's real.
It's definitely real. And I feel like in that case, I mean, prayer. Look.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
What fixes everything else? Prayer, because
I can't say that.
That's what works for me.
Yeah, I mean it works for a lot of people. That's why I don't, you know what I mean, do the debates on that anymore. Because if people believe in drinking cups of Kool-Aid every day helps them, be them, and it works for them, I can't say they're wrong if it got 40 gallons of sugar in it. We used to do that though. Just take the bag and, you know what I mean? Wonder why we out here retarded like you know that sugar is the number one drug in the world, right?
Right, definitely.
A lot of people don't know that.
No, for real.
Yeah. So I read a lot, right? And I know if you ever watch this, I say that all the time. So there's a book that I went and I was reading. I read this years ago, and it's called Powernomics by Dr. Claude Anderson. And he stated, if you don't know where you want to go, it doesn't matter which road you're taking. Is this a true statement, and why? If you don't know where you're going, it doesn't matter which road you take.
I believe.
Do you? And why?
Because I mean, you don't know. I mean, why you don't know where you're going, so why do it matter, right?
Right. So isn't that bad though? Isn't that like walking around blind?
It is.
You know what? You submissive.
Can be.
Yeah, I heard that. Okay, all right. I'm gonna stop. So check this out, right? Race, racism, and wealth, right? Will you give us a small definition of each word and what it means to you? Race, racism, and wealth.
Race
speaks for itself.
Speaks for itself.
I like that.
Racism. I mean, I was just telling you about racism. Racism to me, I mean, not liking the other.
I mean, this is your opinion.
The other flesh.
This is your opinion. Okay, all right. And what about wealth? What that?
Wealth means.
Yeah.
Wealth means abundance, prosperity to me.
Okay.
Because I feel like when you got your wealth, you got abundance.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to put it in your terms.
For me.
That makes sense, no doubt. So this is what I'm gonna say, right? Because this is what he talks about in his book, right? And absolutely.
I want the name of it.
Yeah. Okay. No doubt. For real. Race And she got that exactly right. It speaks for itself, right? Race. Everybody trying to be number one. You know what I mean? Right? Race. Let's all right. Racism, right? It's a race without a finish line. That means that you'll never be able to get to where you really to be able to own and control anything. That's racism. It ain't about no color. It's about what I'm going to tell you now. Wealth. So check this out. Wealth is ownership and control of resources. Can you tell me one thing that black people own and control? That's resources that we need to live. Just one. I'm gonna wait. Ain't that what they be saying on the book? I'll wait. Since they keep thinking that everybody out here got our back, I want you to answer that. Just think about that. For real, I'll give you some time. This is why I do this, man, because there's information out here that we don't have no idea about.
You might have to slide it.
I don't know one. Everything that we get from people that don't like us. We shut Tommy Hilfiger down once he realized that black people was wearing this stuff. He came out with that racial slur, and that's racial. But I only use that word because that's what they said, but it's actually prejudice towards colored people. You know what I mean? But we made all of these people rich. You know what I mean? How all of a sudden Timberland boot come out to be supposed to be about the tree that black people hung from. I mean, we rock those. You know what I mean? I mean, it doesn't really. You see what I mean? Why wasn't our shoe? Why is it that we don't have anything? Why we don't have a farm that we really know that we all invest in, that we can eat from, that we don't put pesticides on,
right? Food
colorants, right. GMOs. Why are they allowing this to happen to us? Because we don't own or control nothing. Would you say America is the mixing pot of the undesirables? Okay, I'm gonna answer that for you. I'm gonna answer it for you. This is what I do. I get in deep. Yeah. I don't. Deep for me. I'm just saying though. I don't want you to think that because
getting high.
Yeah, no doubt. But it's gonna circle all the way back around to something right here in a minute, right? It's not the only continent, but there's not a lot of continents that does what America does to Americans' own people. You know what I mean? The food, like I said, that we eat, high cholesterol, diabetes, weight gain, thyroid problem, everything comes from our food.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's bad. Anyway, like I said, I just wanted to just bring that up. And so I do know that, like I said before, in your collage of businesses that you do, right? Health was one that really did stand out a lot to me because you work in the nursing field, you know what I mean? And you get a bag from that. And that's the reason why I brung up, our food, our diet,
right.
And made it really where we had to really know that we was told a long time ago to sustain the things that we need. And that's what that book, Powernomics, is about, right? The things, the stepping stones that we need to be able to control our own resources because we got to have them. If I was the only store here selling apples and that's the only food on the market and I decide to shut down, where in the world everybody going to get their apples from? Right? So I just want people to have that awareness about themselves that Biden, I hate to say this because I said I would talk about government, but he did say one thing I agree with. And I think everybody out there should hear this. Check this out, right? Biden did say something that I totally agree with when he did the Zoom call with the Black Caucus. He wouldn't even sit down and talk to these people. He had to do it through Zoom. But you know what he said? You all gonna have to start working with the Mexicans. You know what? He was absolutely right. If we don't start right now learning how to reach out and working with other continents, other nationalities to get our resources brought to us, somebody that we can start spending money with, we make everybody rich. Once they see what type of money we spend, we might have some allies. then we can start building a nation and take her ourselves. That's the only reason why I'm saying what I'm saying. But anyway, let's get back to you though. You know what I mean? So when did you receive your notary?
5 years. It's been 5 years.
Oh yeah. Okay. Was that was it hard to get it? It wasn't. Do you enjoy doing it?
I love it.
You meet a lot of different people, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. Out of all 7 of the things that you do the most, which 2 do you really enjoy the most?
Being a tax preparer, being a tax owner, and selling the candy cleaners.
Yeah. I can tell too, because when I be seeing you joint, you be on that, actually doing your thing though, for real, for real. Great content creator. She's been on it. How can they reach you?
So you can reach me through Instagram. I am Jessica Terry, or Facebook, Jessica Terry. Snapchat, SheG89.
SheG. SheG89. Okay, all right. So, what you want to get off your chest though? Is there something you want to get off your chest?
You so silly.
Yeah. How's is it being an entrepreneur though? Do you? Ain't nothing like making your own money sometimes.
Ain't nothing like being on your own schedule.
Yeah, that's true.
Moving on your own terms.
Right.
Right. I mean, but it's trying sometimes. Because, as an entrepreneur, you got to make yourself.
Right.
It's not like going to a job. I mean, you make yourself get up in the morning anyway to go to work, but, that's a little different. Sometimes as entrepreneurs, we get a little lazy.
Yeah.
So, if as an entrepreneur, if you ain't up, making that money. If you ain't up, you're going to just miss out rather than going to work.
You know what? And what you saying, what you just said, entrepreneur is one of the leading factors that lets me know that it's you. It's nothing mysterious about you getting your ass up at 4, 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes to prepare whatever it is that you need to prepare, because you know that you're gonna have to, hey guys, you know what I mean? Or, get the typing because you got a long day of tax preparing. It's almost that time again, you know what I mean? So you gotta have a will. Do you agree? You got to have the will to win.
That's right.
That's why I started this thing out. There's only but a few at the bottom we can follow. You know what I mean? Everything in our past is in the past. We still got a lot of people that will continuously judge us off of what we used to be than what it is that we're becoming. Why is that? That's more than hate. What would you call that?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's deep, ain't it?
Let's see.
So the reason why I say what I just said though is because I know there's a lot of people that watch me that talk about what I used to be and how I used to be.
Right.
And it was only once I didn't believe in myself. You know what I mean? Even though I was outstanding in sports, even though whatever I set my mind to, I done. I didn't give myself credit. I used to do what everybody else do. Thank you, God. You know what I mean? Thank you, God. But I forgot it was my 2 legs that moved me.
But it was God who woke you up, so you couldn't move them 2 legs. I'm sorry, but I gotta.
I ain't mad at you. That's your opinion.
That's right.
That's your opinion.
Thank you for sharing. Allowing me to share.
No doubt, yeah. But I call it energy. Energy is the biggest force on the planet. You know what I mean? Energy can let you know your phone is getting ready to ring. I knew my phone. I heard it before it even rang. You know what I mean? Or I was just about to call you, and you know what I mean? That's how energy works. That is God. But I'm gonna tell you what God really is. Ready? Real. Because without it, what's gonna happen? Thank you. Huh? But we be around cigarette smokers, exhaust pipes. You feel me? I'm just saying, this is what clouded up everything in our body, is the intake. You know what might be a great idea? Me open up a spot that have fresh air in it. Just some kind of ventilation that's when they come in there, they can test it, and just be real fresh air. We take out all particles, all dust, all whatever in the air, and then people get to come in there. Because if they do it, For real. You know, old people got to have a mask.
Okay.
Right? So it's got to be a way to get pure air.
Right.
So $140 to come in. $140. I'm just joking with you though. That's what's up, man. You know, so you believe in love? Do you believe in love?
Yes.
Do you believe in lustful love? Do you believe in unconditional love? Have you been all of them?
Yeah.
Have you had somebody like that in all of them angles too? Which one's the craziest? Lust is the craziest one. I think in love people are the craziest ones. Because in love people will jump out a tree on your ass. Tell the truth. For real. In love, for real. Everybody I ever met that say, I'm in love with you, man.
That's that crazy.
Run over your ass in the car. That's funny, yo. Yeah. That's a debate to have right there, though. Which one is way more crazier, though? But I think the hardest one to break is unconditional love. Because I don't give a damn what you do. I just love you. Even if I don't be with you, I don't see you, I'm not up under you, I love you. That's deep. That's the deepest one you can have for somebody. You know what I mean? Because that's what families are. Even though y'all don't get along, you still love your family. Right. You know what I mean? So to give that to your mate is ultimate. You know what I mean? Even if they cheat, even if, words be said that hurts feelings. I'm just saying, I don't know how to even recommend nobody to break an unconditional love. Is that a curse? Oh, you had an answers? Yeah, I like that. Yeah. So what's your plans though for the rest of the week? This year is almost over.
It is almost over. Yeah. So this gonna be a big week for me anyway, cause my birthday's Sunday.
Okay. All right.
So
all right.
My plans this week is just hustle.
Well, what you gonna do for your birthday? Who you hanging out with?
Boss bitch.
Okay, all right.
In a good way.
Yeah, no doubt.
In a good way.
Yeah, no
all
doubt.
my boss friends. So it's only a few of them.
Oh yeah.
I want it to be real intimate.
No doubt.
I didn't want to just be with anybody.
No doubt.
So I sent an invite out to about 8 or 10 ladies. Okay, all right. That means something to me.
Well, that's what's up. I should have brought all y'all on then. It's your birthday.
Let's do it.
Yeah. You know what? We might get scheduled
something for that.
Bosses. Yeah, no doubt. I'll just add some more chairs in here and then let's go ahead and get this thing turned up. Real talk. Yeah. Have some music playing in the background or something. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I got an idea for next year. I'll tell you off camera because I don't want nobody to steal my idea.
Okay.
Just remind me. Just remind me. Yeah, no doubt.
Put the pedal to the metal, let's roll. Keep an O on that draw in the console. So when I hit the highway, I got my own M.O.N.E.Y. No need to make a pit stop, straight to the club. Put the pedal to the metal, let's roll. Keep an O on that draw in the console. When I hit the highway, I got my own M.O.N.E.Y. No need to make a pit stop, straight to the club.
So do you look are you like anytime soon looking forward to going back to school?
Of course. Well, hold on. Let me back that up. When I no, and yes, and when I say yes, it's just I'm just gonna go back on my real estate. In the process of obtaining my real estate license. So that's the only thing I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
As far as school, I do have a business degree. Yeah.
That's good. I mean, you do 7 different things.
So I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
That's what's up, though. Yeah.
I ain't with that traditional stuff.
Have you ever watched the movie From Rags to Riches?
No.
You ever look that movie up? That's a movie. You know, I think that's a movie that motivated me as a child too. You know what I mean? Was watching these people, you know what I mean, come from the bottom
Right.
into the, you know what I mean, really getting rich. You know what I mean? There should be a series done like up to date modeling, because that's a movie I'm talking about, but just to film people that actually are successful, you know what I mean? And really find out what they done, just their story where, you know, because a lot of people don't know about the hard times, being alone. Um, Regardless of whatever, still having to put in that work. You know what I mean? Oh man, I still gotta do it no matter what. You know, even if whatever it is ain't coming through for you like it's supposed to, you can't stop because this is you. This is all you got. This is what you gotta put your all in. You know what I mean? Um, so it's an investment in self, right? That's why I started this thing out with like self motivated. You know what I mean? Do you have anybody on your team that motivates you like that?
My dad.
Your dad? Well, that's good, man. I see what I mean. See the importance of us. You know, I motivate my daughter. You know, she's successful in what she do, but the smarter she is, I keep trying to get her to see that if she don't put an effort into what it is she really wants to do, it's not gonna happen. It can't just, you know, it's like you putting it on the back burner. You know what I mean? For just in case reasons. I got maybe 10 different businesses that I am planning on doing next year. But I need my finances to catch up with the type of things I'm trying to do. I ain't trying to do mediocre. You know what I mean? I'm trying to go overboard. You know what I mean? And one of them is grocery stores. You know what I mean? Yeah, but it's gonna be foreign. It's not gonna be American bulk. You know what I mean? I already know I'm trying to reach out to some different type of peoples to see what I need to do to get groceries from wherever they get them from. I noticed that it tastes different. You know what I mean? And I ain't trying to put a lot of information out there so nobody don't steal my ideas. You know what I mean? Right. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. But so I guess what we should go on to now is what do you do to have fun?
Um, that's when my ladies.
Yeah.
My boss ladies.
Well, that's what's up,
Yeah,
though.
with
You know,
them.
at least you know what they say: surround yourself around people that you want to be like, better than you, or that's on the same mindset. That's good. That all of y'all bosses like that. That's the only way to do it. To be honest with you, or it's the quickest way to fall off. To hang around with people that ain't offering nothing. Do you believe that? Yeah. Okay. Do you believe in a son?
A son?
S-U-N.
Yes. Wait. What?
S-U-N.
S-U-N.
Yeah.
The son.
The son.
Yeah.
Okay. You know that's Jesus, right?
Hey, Jesus, all of that. The sun, the stars.
There ain't no such thing as Jesus.
Yes, it is.
No,
Jesus is God's son. Don't do that.
no, we all are God kids.
Jesus is God's first.
You know, we all Jesus.
We are all Jesus. We are all God's children, but Jesus is His son, and that's
we are His. You can't
Jesus
just say that's our brother.
is God's son.
Everything He can do, we can do.
Listen.
Huh? You don't believe that?
But you said Jesus wasn't His son.
I said Jesus is the son.
Oh, okay, that's what you said.
Jesus is the son. They just perverted it and put an O in instead of you. That's why we get everything from it: minerals, nutrients. I apologize. I just had to get. I had to get.
I'm real. Like,
Yeah. No doubt. No, you know what though? I say that because the man. So okay, I'm gonna say it like this first. You don't believe that the man is the head of the house?
I believe he's supposed to be.
I like that though. That's a great question. I mean, answer though. You know what I mean? I thought I was having a debate. You know what I mean? We had to think of something else.
Supposed to be, but we got a lot of them. That's
you know why?
Why?
Because of women.
What about us?
Y'all the one that raised them. Right? Until the daddy, some people allow the daddy to take them at a certain age, and don't them kids turn out a little different?
In a good way?
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. My son is with his dad.
See what I mean? Huh? But kids that don't grow up with the father figure with their mama, you know what they activate the most? Their emotional side. And when they activate the emotional side, so what happens? They start doing shit. They start thinking like women. They respond to things like women. Am I lying? So you can't just blame the little boys without blaming the mother. They talk junk and say, "What's the daddy's daddy ain't in the picture?" They don't tell them why the daddy ain't in the picture. I'm just saying, I just want to throw it out there, man. It's a conversation, it's opinions, you know what I mean? Huh? Yeah. Okay, that's what's up. So what you gonna do on your birthday though? What y'all gonna do?
So we got something planned. I don't want to put it out.
Okay,
there
okay.
Showing up.
You got stalkers.
So definitely gonna turn up.
Okay.
And then my actual birthday is on a Sunday, and I always take my actual birthday to myself.
No doubt.
I always do like a self-care day.
Okay. Do you do that anyway though?
I do that anyway.
That's good.
But when it comes to my birthday, I'm more like reflecting on my life, and you know what I mean. I'm more intense with it. But yeah, I do that.
All right. I ain't mad at you. You should. For real. You're beautiful. I don't know if they, you know, I mean, I'm sorry if your boyfriend watching this, but you know, that's the truth be told though. So what's your what you got any other business plans or anything else that you plan on?
Actually, I'm gonna be having a grand opening, probably next month.
All right.
Or December, I'm not really sure yet.
Okay.
So I will have a tax spot.
Okay.
In Shelby.
All right.
North Carolina.
Okay. So you traveling?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Stay still. Anybody know me?
That's not where you get to the bag.
That's right.
Yeah. You can't be stagnant. Yeah. That's what's up. Yeah. Hey man, we done had a really good time here, man. You've been really doing really good as you know what I mean, and getting stuck on your questions. I mean on your answers though, what I understand. Yeah, no doubt. I ain't mad at you. Did good though. So, if you don't mind, would you tell everybody again how they can get in contact with you though, for services that you do offer?
Okay, so you can reach me on Instagram at Iamjessicaterry or Facebook Jessica Terry, or you can follow my business page Terry Tax, but it's now known as the Legacy Tax Bar and More.
Okay, and what's that? She's a G what?
She G89.
Yeah. I caught that, didn't I? I don't have no Snapchat though, but yeah. Just for y'all out there, I just thought I'd go ahead and do that for y'all. You know. She's a very busy woman though, you know what I mean? She's business oriented, you know, so that means you can't come to her with your game lagging. I mean, I just thought I'd throw that out there real quick. I'm sorry.
I'm glad that you did throw that out because, earlier when we was talking about my past, back then you could just be regular smackler, but, now you can't.
Yeah, well, that's what's up though. Yeah, that's a part of growth, right?
That's right.
Yeah. At least you ain't stuck on your past.
Can't.
Yeah. It's it's easy to do though, right?
It is.
It is. It's real easy to do. Sometimes we get the misunderstanding that life is supposed to be easy. You know what I mean? But everything about life is a challenge. Do you look at everyday life as lessons?
Yes.
Yeah. Even things that you cause on yourself, right? That's good. That's good because then it takes the finger point away. You knew better.
Right. I always hold myself accountable.
Ooh.
On a lot of things.
Women don't do that.
Yeah, I do.
I ain't gonna say all of y'all don't. I just made that up.
That's the only way you're gonna grow.
Yeah, it's true.
Hold yourself accountable.
It's true. So who's your role model? Who would you consider being your role model? Start with growing up. Don't start with your adult role model.
Growing up, my cousin Yolanda Brooks. Definitely my role model.
Okay.
She, had me when I was little. I'm running behind her everywhere she went. Very educated. Took me under her wing. Was like a big sister, mom figure. Got me out the house. Took me out. I traveled with her. You know what I mean? Very stayed on me. Somebody I looked up. Like I said, very educated. She has a degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you started growing up. Who was your role model as an adult? Who would you say you would mimic yourself after as an adult now?
In my life, somebody else.
No, not in your life. Not in your life. Just you know what I mean? Yeah. Because that's our fantasies. It's easy to say, yeah, my cousin such and such is, you know what I mean?
But I mean, as a kid, she definitely was my role.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As a kid, that's what I said as an adult now. You know what I mean? Who would you look at as? Because you do a lot, like I said, and being the fact that you're business savvy and your degree let you know that you conquered a lot of things that a lot of people out here don't even know about you.
Right.
They still thinking visualize this picture they already drawn or somebody drawn for them. You know what I mean? So that's what made me want to ask you that. You know what I mean?
I mean, I have several. I mean,
Okay,
because everything that I do, like you know, when it comes to business, I have a role model.
No doubt.
I have a mentor, somebody I look up to.
Right.
And you know, her name is Alethea Burwell, aka Vonda.
Okay.
You know, she taught me the tax game.
Okay.
She taught me, you know, scary money don't make money. You know?
Yeah.
And so when it comes to the King of Cleanse, you know, I look up to my mentor, my coach, DeQuandra Carverson. And then, you know, Stormy Wellington, which is like the biggest in the game.
See what I mean? See why I asked the question? Because there's a lot of times that we forget that there are other people out here that actually did motivate us. That we want to give our flowers to. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Gotta give it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's what's up, though. You know what I mean? You know, let me find out. You know, you did a really good job. You know what I mean? And you on your A game, and you on your pivot. You know, so you already know what you don't want around you and what you do want around you. So that's a good. Do you smoke?
I do not. I ain't smoked since I don't know 10th grade.
Oh yeah.
Hit a blunt. Almost jumped out the car.
I'm talking about cigarettes.
Oh, okay. I hate cigarettes. I hate cigarettes. Let me tell you, the smell ever since I was a little girl.
Oh yeah.
I hate cigarettes.
Yeah. You know what? It was only whenever I stopped smoking cigarettes that I started hating cigarettes. They do stink. You know what I mean? And then the damage it does to our body that we don't even know that it do to us. You know what I mean? Probably, yeah. So I was just wondering though if, you know what I mean, there's anything else you would like to, you know, let the world know, you know what I mean?
I mean, other than, you know, as far as like entrepreneur to entrepreneur, you know what I mean? Like, you know, don't give up. You know, don't worry about your past or what the naysayers, you know.
That's true.
You can come from anything.
That's right.
You know, because, you know,
that's true.
That's me all day. Yeah. I came from nothing. I'm building from the mud.
Would you tell them? Would you let them know what came from nothing looked like though?
When I say came from nothing, I'm talking like coming from single parent home. You know, no father, because you know he was away.
Right.
I'm coming from welfare, Section 8. You know, no bad credit. You know what I mean? Really no support system. You know, and I mean, I got family that love me, but when it comes to this, there's no support because they don't understand it.
That's
you
right.
know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah.
I was always taught work. That's all my mom. My mom, my grandfather, that's what they believe in. You know, my dad, that's where, you know, I get my hustle from.
Right.
But yeah.
Well, that's what's up, though. I mean, congrats, though, that you put yourself up by your bootstraps. Right. That's how they be trying to say.
Because, you know, like, you know, I was saying, you said it earlier, like, nobody's going to come save you. Nobody. You know, and I had to, you know, say that to myself, like, look around one day, like, here I am, building from the mud, getting out the mud, you know, building my credit. Because people say all the time, oh, you got a business, you can get loans, you know. It's your credit.
They think it's that easy, don't they?
It's not that easy.
It's not.
It's not that easy. You need credit.
You do.
So I'm doing that on my own.
So listen, I'm gonna give you some advice that they ain't gonna teach you in school. All right. You do know that middle class, period, is the dead class, right? So just know that money management is probably by far the biggest class that needs to be taught.
I agree.
And if you do have that because you got a business degree, maybe one day we can get some kids together and you just do a little 20 minutes, 30-minute course on money management, man, because a lot of people out there need to learn. That's what's wrong with the community, period. We get it and it's gone. It was, okay, imagine this, right? Yeah. I think our money stay in our community 2 hours. For real. Everybody else might be a few days, weeks. I was done. You know what I mean? And that's bad. We give every dime away. Yeah. And we give it to people that don't really look like us. That ain't going. They don't have none of our best interests. I mean, for instance, right? Look at Ridgeview. Ridgeview was took straight off under the noses.
I mean, is it Ridgeview?
It's not. It's not.
Because when I go through,
it's gone, and they ain't even done with it. But the point of nobody left the information behind for the next generation. You see, this is our job though. And so the only thing I can do is create a platform to be able to give this information out to, you see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. That's why I'm glad that you came on. I'm glad that you got to talk about your experience, because a lot of people think that if they started out as, let's just say sleep around, right? Women that sleep around or dudes that sleep around, didn't have a two-parent home, parents could have been on drugs and they witnessed it, or they end up trying drugs and they own drugs, and now they're adults and they still want to use that as a crutch, a reason why I ain't making nothing out of myself is the problem. So I try to bring people on that's about they business, right? And like I said, when I was doing my research about you, because somebody else told me about you, you know what I mean? You need to get Jessica on, you know what I mean? She really doing her thing, yada yo. And then once I did my research on it, I was like, well, dang, this is gonna be a good story. That's why I wanted you to start from childhood, so people can actually see that, and then a lot of people I know did grow up with their grandparents. But them was the best instilled moments in some people's lives. My mom was shot when I was in elementary. Me and my little brother. My mom had 3 kids, and my brother already lived with my grandmother. But when she got shot, me and my little brother had to move in with my grandmother. And don't get me wrong, it was the best time. We loved it. You know what I mean? And actually, it was in the country where we ate from the land for real. She had major gardens, and we knew how to go out there and pick green beans, potatoes, tomatoes, squash. We knew how to do all that. You know what I mean? We had cows, pigs, chickens. We knew how to go get the eggs. What eggs to look for? Yeah, no doubt. We can do all of that. I actually, a few years ago, when my uncle was a living, may he rest in peace, Uncle Willie. He know how to talk to plants. You know what I mean? Believe it or not, for real. He used to have plants in his house, and he could talk to them, and these plants would grow. And he was very well when he got sick. The plants looked sick. Does that make sense? Yeah. That's how energy works. I was just wanted you to know, because
my neighbors put me on that.
Yeah, did. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna tell you, I got a book in there. It's called Frequencies, and it talks about in the '60s they did an experiment with plants, and what they done, they took a lie detector test and plugged it to plants, right? And they kept pouring water in it, and nothing happened. They plucked on it, nothing happened. But he sat back and he started thinking about going to go get a lighter and burning it, and the Richter scale started moving. And he was like, "What?" So he went and got some matches, and he came back, and the closer he got with the matches, the more the Richter scale it started going. But when he changed his mind, he was like, "Nah, I ain't gonna do it." It evened back out. That lets you know how we communicate with plants. And they been knowing this. That's why I was like, I used to ask my uncle, like, why do you talk to your plants? Because they alive. You know what I mean? I used to debate. I was a debater. I always have been. That's why I do this. You know what I mean? But I also like information. You know what I mean? For real. And I like that people retain information. And I knew that you could retain information when you told me you had your business degree, because it takes work. I went to school and started out my first time ever going back to school. I was gonna go for business, but then I was like, I didn't want to sit there for all of that. I couldn't do it. My mind wouldn't let me do it. So I actually went to school for electronic engineering, electrician, also automotives. I went for truck driving. I go to school. That's what I do. You know what I mean? Even if I don't finish, sometimes I go to school just to get my mind on something. You know what I mean? Because you know what can happen if you don't do something? It's woe me. I had to let my trucking company close, right? And when I done that, I sold my last truck. Myself told myself to enroll in school, so that's when I went for electrician, and it helped me because then I wasn't worried about this worldly stuff no more. I'm doing something else, another trade, and that's what I recommend for our kids too. Don't go to school to get in debt. Go to school and get you a trade. You can come straight out and make a lot of money immediately. You know what I mean? For real. And that's something that I know is true. It might take it that you might have to work under somebody for a year or two, but at least you're making money when you're coming out in the field that you went to school for. A lot of people go to school and don't come out and be in debt and don't even get into the field.
That part.
So I just wanted to just say that though. You know what I mean? For real. I enjoyed your time. Yeah, no doubt. I'm so glad that you came through. You know what I mean? But before we go, I'm gonna leave everybody with a little word of advice is mind your business. Love who you got, trust who you got, and until you can't trust no more. Sometimes life does teach us lessons.
Put the pedal to the metal, let's roll.